Yes, 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 yes. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the live. Welcome, 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 welcome. Sending good energy wherever you are. Happy Wednesday. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing okay. Today we're going to be talking about the mind of an angel, mind of a demon, escaping the inner narcissist. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So welcome in. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Welcome in. Let's get started. So we're going to wait a couple of minutes to let people gather around. And pardon the late delay, but happy to be here with you. Welcome, 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 welcome. So today we're talking about mind of an angel, mind of a demon, escaping the inner narcissist. Escaping the inner narcissist. This is what we're going to be talking about. So welcome in. Tell somebody to tell somebody, and let's get started with this deep conversation. Right? Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Sending you good energy wherever you are. Happy Wednesday. Welcome in. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. Tell somebody to tell somebody. Invite your friends, other empaths you know. Hello, Miss Wonder Woman. Come on in. Tell somebody. Today we're going into the invisible battlefield, which is the mind. The mind. Good vibes only, guys. Good vibes only. You see, this is what we're talking about today. Is how the empath's mind can be an angel or a demon, escaping the inner narcissist. So come on in and tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. And I'm excited about this live, excited about getting into it. Hey Ellie, how you doing? Hey Dominique, namaskar, namaskar, namaskar. Right? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on in. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. There's a lot of good energy and good vibrations that we're going to go into today. How you overcome this mind, and how this mind is the inner narcissist, and how you can turn this mind into your best friend, Gaza. You said it. So come on in and tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody to tell. Thank you, sweet home pets. Glad you're here. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. We're going to get started. Welcome in. Again, what we're talking about today is the mind of an angel and the mind of a demon, overcoming the inner narcissist. Overcoming the inner narcissist. Right? This is what we're talking about today. So welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in. Tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody, right? So it's about 9:10, and I was a few minutes late, so it probably makes sense just to begin, right? For us to just get started and get into the topic. So the title of the topic today is "Mind of an Angel, Mind of a Demon," right? Escaping the inner narcissist. This is what we're talking about today. So when you think about narcissistic abuse or any abuse of any kind, it's important to realize that the greatest war is not fought on the land or in courtrooms, even. And I've been there. The greatest war is fought in silence because it's in the mind. And every human being lives in a self generated mental universe. That universe can become a heaven or a hell, depending on one question. Exactly. And the question is, who is controlling the narrative inside your mind? Who is controlling the narrative inside your mind? Is it your higher self or is it a parasitic program? And you realize that narcissistic abuse doesn't just break your heart, although it does. I mean, the worst thing it does is it turns the mind against itself. So we're going beyond standard therapy and coaching. We're going beyond mindset coaching. We're going into a quantum arena, the quantum temple where the real shift happens, where the demons die and the angels rise. So let's start with a distinction that most people miss, that the mind is not the brain. The mind is not the brain. See, your brain is this physical organ, about 3 pounds of gray matter with 86 billion neurons. That's your bioelectrical machine. So it's a physical thing, the brain. However, your mind is non-physical. Your mind is your consciousness, your attention, your intention, your memory, your imagination, and your identity. So you can think of your brain as the hardware and your mind as the software. And if that software, it does distort your reality. If that software is hijacked by trauma, by gaslight, by conditioning, the hardware simply follows corrupted commands. So in neuroscience, the brain obeys the mind storage through what's called neuroplasticity. And in quantum physics, the mind collapses the wave function into particle form, meaning your thoughts determine your reality. So the mind is a spell book. Whatever you repeat, you invoke. Hi, the biggest. Whatever you repeat, you invoke. So when I say your mind becomes your angel and demon, what I mean is your mind becomes the voice that liberates you or the voice that enslaves you. Your mind becomes the voice that liberates you or the voice that enslaves you. And narcissistic abuse is simply you're programming your mind to worship the wrong voice. So how is this demon created? How do we get this demon in here, Sierra Summers? You see, how does the demon get in? The demon gets in through vulnerability, and it stays through repetition, and it thrives with your acquiescence, your silence. Meaning, the narcissist installs confusion through gaslighting, which hijacks your hippocampus and it disables your ability to recall memory accurately. What the narcissist also does is to induce dependency through intermittent reinforcement, which creates sort of an addiction loop, right? This addiction loop, which triggers shame in your prefrontal cortex to desire external validation. So spiritually, this is just like black magic. What the narcissist does with their words and spells is they sever you from your essence and replace it with a false mental construct, Gaza. Am I making sense? I mean, tell me if I'm talking to you, demonic Terrasigny. Hi, Live Free. Is this making sense? So, this black magic, this demon isn't a devil with horns. Thank you, Miss Wonder Woman. Thank you, Patricia. It is the inner voice that repeats things to you like, I'm not enough. You deserve this pain. You never make it without them. What are they doing without me? That is narcissistic possession, where you begin to think like the abuser. And the tragic part about this is you start to protect the abuser and punish yourself. And that's when the demon mind has taken root, where you become the demon yourself. You see? And you cannot escape this without getting to the root of how your mind has been hijacked, the chatter brain, exactly. So to escape from a narcissist is only the first step. You see, what you really need to escape is the version of yourself that they programmed. This is why when you're in a place of peace, the narcissist cannot approach you. And the only way they can approach you is to trigger you into feeling unworthy or angry. And when you feel unworthy and angry, you drop off your throne into the pigsty with a narcissist. And you cannot activate, hello, dude, you cannot activate the angelic part of your brain without mindfulness. In fact, one of the things I want to point out is your breath is a portal. Your breath is a portal to escaping narcissistic abuse. What do I mean? That your breath regulates your nervous system. And it not only functions in a voluntary way, it's also involuntary. It bridges your conscious and subconscious. And deep rhythmic breathing stimulates the vagus nerve. And that vagus nerve turns off the demon's alarm system. The breath is a portal. So I can demonstrate it to you right now. Wherever you are, just stop whatever you're doing. Allow yourself to come to a place of stillness and just observe that my nose is breathing. Not I am breathing. Breathing is happening. Just notice what happens to you the moment you tell yourself breathing is happening and you start to observe the breath. Catch your breath, Yvonne. So the breath is a portal between your subconscious and conscious mind. And this is how you begin to disrupt mental patterns that don't serve you. Because you start to do things that the narcissist doesn't expect. What narcissistic traits have you noticed in yourself, Design Graphic? For example, the narcissist conditions you to speak when you'd rather be silent, or to have weak boundaries when you'd rather have strong boundaries. And you cannot overcome that until you've connected to a mindful part of your brain, in which the easiest portal to use for that is your breath. Also, you access the angel within you through somatic exercises. So I'm a big fan and practitioner of yoga, specifically kinetic yoga. Reiki healing makes a big difference. Running makes a big difference. Deep tissue massages make a big difference. Spiritual baths or cold plunges make a big difference. Cold plunges are a big deal. These are all parts of how you start to reprogram your mind from being a demon to becoming an angel. Visual legend. And then you also find that your own language will start to change. The language you use with a narcissist help keep you entrapped. You see? And tapping, exactly, emotional freedom tapping, you're right, Gaza, is a very big deal for releasing trapped emotions. Right? And then come into a place of non-duality, self-care and being. You see, self-care is so underestimated, Yvonne. But self-care is how you show yourself love. Why would you wait for someone to book a day at the spa for you when you can do that yourself? Why would you wait for somebody to book a pedicure and manicure for you when you can do that yourself? Or even if you don't want to go get a pedicure, manicure, you can do that yourself at home. If you don't want to go to the spa, you can have a bath at home yourself. All of these things, and water is a very strong conductor for manifestation and transmutation. So cold plunges serve the same purpose as having a warm bath. And the whole point is to come to the point of realizing that you are non-dual. There's no separation between you and the world, because you are the field in which the voice arises. And when you realize this, the demon in your brain dies. You stop feeding it attention, you become the watcher, and the angel awakens. You see? So in a way, when you tap into this, coming back into your body, when you come into this divine intelligence framework, right? Your initial thoughts could be, I'm scared. That's the demonic mind. But you transition from the demonic mind of I'm scared to I am courageous. You see, your emotions may have been in a place of being a reactor to external chaos. But in your angelic mind, your mind and your emotions become a compass for resonance and alignment. See, your previous identity was fragmented, but your angelic identity becomes rooted in I amness or isness, as the great Muji would say. Your memory is a looping trauma theater which keeps you fragmented. In your angelic paradigm, you begin to integrate wisdom and understanding. Your imagination was previously a catastrophic simulation factory, conjuring up all kinds of negative thoughts. In your divine nature, it becomes a portal for divine visioning. You become one with yourself. Exactly. Your attention under the demonic mind is obsessed with the past, which causes fear or regret, and the future, which causes anxiety. But your attention as the angelic mind becomes rooted in the present of the presence. Your speech under the demonic mind was a language for harm, self-harm, and sabotage. But your speech as a healed angelic mind becomes a language using healing as incantation, casting positive spells on yourself. So you realize that the mind is meant to be a throne for your divine intelligence, not a prison for your trauma. And every time you choose presence over panic, truth over fear, breath over reaction, you install a new neural pathway. So there's no way to come into your place of El Dorado, Jeffrey. There's no place to overcome narcissistic abuse and be free from narcissistic abuse until you've transitioned your mind from being the demon to yourself into becoming an angel for yourself. It's as simple as that. And until you do that, you're going to be replaying this dynamic of trauma. You see, there's a reason why organizations historically spend so many billions of dollars on Madison Avenue creating advertisements to get you to buy things. Because the matrix only exists in the mind. Right, Yvonne? The matrix exists in the mind. So the only way to dismantle the matrix is in the mind. All social engineering doesn't happen on your phones. Social engineering happens in the mind. Political influences happens in the mind. Advertisers hack the mind. Bullies hack the mind. Narcissists hack the mind. So if everyone is attempting to hack your mind, how are you protecting yourself in your righteous mind from being hackable? The only way the mind becomes unhackable is to have the presence of consciousness, the presence of a witness. So if I was to ask everyone who's listening to me now, are you aware of what you're thinking right now? Just write it down in the comment section. What exactly are you thinking right now? Are you aware of it? And how do you know you thought that thought? Then ask yourself the second question. Where did the thought come from, Yvonne? Being present. What is the thought on your mind right now? Enjoy. The brain is a physical organ, specifically the mass of nervous tissue. Exactly right. The mind is more all-encompassing. But are you aware of what you're thinking right now? I'm asking this question of you. Because a lot of us are not. And the fastest way to be aware of what you're thinking is to pay attention to your breathing. Just stop and breathe. And then come to the mind and notice what the mind is thinking. Until you become the acute observer of your mind. Just like on the borders, there are drones patrolling, making sure nobody's crossing the borders. You must become the same drone in your mind. That's all it is. Your job is simply to be a witness. And in witnessing, there is insight. And in insight, there is wisdom. And in wisdom, there is wise action. That's the magic of it. You see, dude, you're thinking about something that happened in the past. How is it making you feel? And it's so difficult to be a witness of the mind because everything is designed to move us from the present to the past and the future. So you cannot be aware of the mind if you're not in the present. The way to become aware of your mind and how your mind functions is to be here and now. Right now, every time, right now. And if you're here and now, every time, right now, I love that 444 Julinator. If you're always right here, right now, like Ram Dass says, be here now. That's how you know what the mind is thinking. And when you know what the mind is thinking, you're no longer a slave to your habits. And when you're no longer a slave to your habit mind, you become the alchemist, the main character in your movie. Don't live in regret of the past or the future. Be present, guys. And that's exactly right. So you'll wonder why everything around us is designed to take us to the past or the future. And that's because everything that's in the past or the future removes us from being with what is. Because when you're in the past and the future, you're dealing with the world as you are. When you're in the present, you're dealing with the world as it is. And the only way to overcome yourself is to deal with the world as it is. Really? Where did we meet, Jillian? Who's your former employer? Tell me about it. Remind me. You see, so this is what happens. Until you come to a place of being able to see the present, you will always be trapped in the matrix of the future. Oh, CGI. That's right. That's exactly right. CGI in Arlington. I used to work there in the DC area. That's amazing, Jill. That's amazing. So this is what happens. You see, this is what happens. That everything is designed to remove us from the magic of being who we are. And who you are can only be discovered in the present. That is the gift of the present. Being in the present relieves anxiety because when you're in the present, everything is okay. There's nothing to worry about when you're in the present. So this is the message, you see, that you begin to realize that your way of transcending the demonic mind and accessing the angelic mind is to be in the present and do whatever it takes to be mindful of your current circumstances in the present and to resist the temptation of ruminating on a past that's already gone, that doesn't exist, or a future when it arrives will be a present. You're right, Dominic. The gut is a very powerful, that's why it's important to drink probiotics if you're into it, right? Or eat kimchi and foods that stimulate your gut. Because the gut and the heart are superior to the brain, no doubt about it. You see, but you cannot access any of this if you're rooted in the past or the future. Because the past was once a present. The future, when it arrives, will be a present. So winning back your mind is how you transcend and overcome narcissistic abuse or any kind of trauma or trap or spiritual spell once and for all. This is the whole story. And until you do that, you're always going to be trapped in the spells that enable narcissists to continue playing their games with you. This is why when you seem to be shifting or becoming aware, the narcissist will suddenly make an appearance. They come and apologize. They want to be friends again. They want to be family again because they realize that you're transcending them to a place that they cannot reach. And the narcissist cannot reach you when you're in the present. The narcissist cannot reach you when you're in a place of love, right? Oh, I mean, you're right, Jillian. The present is, there's no incentive in the matrix to keep you in the present. Because when you're in the present, you cannot be tricked. You cannot be manipulated when you're in the present. Leave in the matrix, exactly. You cannot be tricked. You see? So this is the whole story. Maybe we'll take one or two calls before we call it a day. And anybody who wants to come in, just come in and let's share what's on your mind. Let's know what's going on with you. Maybe we'll invite some random folks, right? But the whole point is you cannot transcend your current circumstances until you're in the present. It's just impossible. You just wouldn't do it. Hey, Gaza 888, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
I'm all right. Thanks for coming in and tell me what's been your experience with this angel mind and demon mind.
Oh, wow. Where do I start? Yeah, I've had a lot of bad experiences over the years. And it's only been in self-awareness over the last year that I've come to realize how and why I attract these sort of people into my life. Because there was a key denominator, and that was me. Because they can't access me unless I give them my energy. And I didn't even realize I was giving them so much of my energy. But it was obviously things from my past. I had CPTSD childhood, so and I thought I buried all that, but I think it was just suppressed. So this is why I kept attracting this dynamic, and I kept scratching my head. And I was like, why does it keep happening? You know, like, I mean, I've given all this empathy and love, and yet I get nothing back, or I get breadcrumbs, you know, like little bits here and there. And I kept thinking, it must be me, I'm doing something wrong here, you know. Because this is the very good trick they do. They make you believe that you is the problem, you know.
So why do you think you went through all that you went through, Gaza?
Sorry?
Why do you think you went through all that you went through, Gaza?
It's a lesson.
A lesson. What?
Yes, it's a lesson to learn.
What was the lesson to learn for you?
To think of myself as the priority in my life. I kept putting everyone else before myself.
You want me to tell you the lesson that you learned, Gaza? Should I tell you?
You tell me.
See, I don't even have to know your whole story to know that you've been surrounded by wickedness your whole life.
I have.
And the reason why you didn't become wicked was the purpose of all the tests you went through. The reason why you went through this test is to say, if I put you around a coven of demons, are you going to become a demon, or are you going to realize your angel nature?
Yeah. They did bring me to my knees, but I rose again.
And the question is, why are you coming to the recognition of your angel nature?
Why? I don't know.
Because
I'm still troubled. I'm sure want to work that out, but
let me ask you this: Have you always felt as a child that you had a purpose?
Yeah, I knew. I don't know how to explain it, but I knew from a very young age that I could feel things and see things differently.
So this is went through what you went through to wake you up to your calling and to prepare you for your mission.
Yeah. I probably didn't have the confidence to believe in myself as much, probably because conditioning. But
neither did I. How can you believe that you've been called by the divine? Who am I? Who are you, Gaza?
Yeah, I understand, bro.
And you have woken up to your angelic nature in the hell realm. Let me say that again. You have woken up to your angelic nature in the hell realm. Did you hear me, Gaza?
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
What are you realizing hearing me say this to you?
It's powerful. It's liberating.
Gaza! Gaza!
Who's gonna say the song?
You know why I'm dancing? Because I'm celebrating an angel who's realizing his angel nature.
You know, I had a very strange experience just before this happened to me.
What?
I had an owl come and visit me in a tree, which is meant to be quite unusual.
No. You know what an owl was?
I heard it's about wisdom.
Messenger. J-A-H. Messenger. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, Gaza?
Yeah, I do. I was told it was a message, and I was told it might come back again.
Stop playing small. Gaza.
I know, it's true.
Gaza, I'm going to put you through a test. Who are you?
I am divine.
Say it like you mean it. Who are you?
I am divine. I'm powerful.
I can't hear you, mate. Who are you?
I'm divine and I'm powerful.
I still can't feel you. Who are you?
I am divine and I'm powerful.
Louder.
I am divine and I'm powerful.
Say it like you mean it.
I am divine and I am powerful.
Say it like the angels are listening to you.
My angels and my ancestors are listening, and I'm divine and I'm powerful.
John, no. You went through the ringer. They almost killed your spirit, but you're here, blood.
They did. They breathed me down, but you know what? I never stopped believing. I never stopped believing. I always had that hope in my heart, and I just never stopped to get remembering where I come from. I never give up.
Where you come from, mate?
I come from the divine.
Jano. Now you remember this throughout this day. You hear me?
100%.
And I'm sending you much love from here in Seattle to wherever you are. You understand me, Gaza?
Thank you, brother.
Now, when you walk like you know who you're walking with your spirit team.
Thank you, brother.
Walk with pride.
Thank you.
You understand me?
I get you 100%, brother.
Beautiful. One love, mate. One love. Yeah. You can't stop I and I. You said it, Yvonne. You said it. Live free. You understand? You see, it doesn't matter whether it's 1 million people or 10 people. The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. Pride lands for sure. This is what it is. Pride in the reward of being good. Pride in the reward of transcending the world. This is what it's about. Huh? This is what it's about. Maybe we'll take one or two more before we call it a day. But Gaza, there's no one like you, mate. There's no one like you. They try to break you down, but you're here. The biggest. How you doing?
Nana, how you doing?
I'm
Nana?
blessed. I'm blessed. What it is. Talk to us. Tell us what's wanting.
Oh, I mean, I'm just happy to be here. I missed a few lives because I've been traveling, but I just wanted to touch base and say, hey, I don't really have anything to say.
It's all good. How has the divine been treating you?
So, interesting enough, I've been dating a little bit, and I don't know, like, I think I'm just one of those people just unlucky because I keep attracting the same type of person. So I'm in a space where I'm like, maybe I'm not done completely healing, you know, because I think after dealing with like narcissistic people in my family and like, you know, my kid's dad, I'm always kind of comparing, you know, and I think everything now is just kind of, I'm a little fearful when I experience, you know, red flags and things like that. So I don't know. I'm just kind of a little hopeless with it.
This is the most beautiful thing I've heard all day.
Yeah.
Do you know why it is?
Why?
Because you're realizing you are the creator. And because you're still resonant to narcissistic energies, the next people you attract are the same. And you are catching it before you commit.
Yes.
You're catching it before you commit. Whereas in the past, you would have gotten entangled and wonder how you got in here. Now you're seeing it before it even happens. Don't you see the beauty in that?
That is beautiful. Thank you for pointing that out.
You see, and when you realize that you don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. You start to focus on becoming the truth of who you are. And nobody could advise you and tell you don't date. You have to go find out for yourself. And you realize that the reason is because you're still supposed to be in hermit mode. And do you know what happens when you're in hermit mode? You're purging. You're becoming clean.
Yeah.
Do you see?
I don't think I'm ready yet.
You love yourself more than the attention you got from people out there. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what you're realizing.
Yeah.
That's not what she wants. You're catching all these red flags. And the fact that you're seeing these red flags is evidence of your wisdom.
Absolutely.
So do you see why I'm happy for you?
Nana! You do it for me every time. Thank you.
One love always, eh? Keep bringing this positive energy. I'm sending you light, and know that you've got the biggest love you've ever needed, and that's the love of yourself coming into divine union with I and I.
Yeah,
You understand that?
yes.
Much love to you, yes?
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
See you again
All
soon.
right.
I'll come back anytime.
All right.
So, folks, you see, even the conversation I just had with the biggest, it just proves, you said it, Yvonne, everything is an inside game. And so the more you become an angel to yourself, exactly, it's about hermit mode is purging. This is what happens. You see, the whole thing is about it's about getting to a point where you enjoy doing the right thing than the wrong thing without any guilt, without any religious oversight. It's you deciding to be the moral compass in your own life. That's what it means to be spiritual. This is what it means to be spiritual, to become the moral compass in your own life. So that's the message. I'm still getting back in the swing of the lives just after being a little away. So thanks for your patience with some of the late starts. But the point is, you are the angel in your own life, not anyone else. And to know that, to accept that, and become enmeshed in that. And when you do that, you realize that you are the creator. I am the creator, just like you. You see the message? That's the message. So as always, I just want to give you lots of gratitude and thanks for being here, for your time and attention, your patience, for your love, for your energy. And together we rise. We're each walking each other home, you see? Oh, much love, much love, much love, Yvonne. It's a real pleasure. Thank you so much for your spirit and your heart. And to all the folks, Ellie, Global, Jeffrey, Liffrey, everybody. Brian, much love to you, Miss Wonder Woman. And we'll see you again on Friday, yes? Hopefully on Friday we start right on time. But I thank you. And remember, if nothing else, I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And keep reminding yourself of it until it becomes true for you. I am a spiritual being having a human experience. One love, yes? Blessed. Blessed love. One love. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Give thanks.